Apple's 2020 Worldwide Developers Conference, held entirely online this year, kicked off this week with a keynote presentation on the latest updates to iOS, iPadOS, watchOS, tvOS, and macOS, each with their own new features, with some extending across devices to bring the connected experience that Apple does best. Be sure to subscribe to this channel for full coverage of the best announcements from WWDC this year. But first up is iOS. The next version of iOS for iPhone, iOS 14, will largely maintain its general design, while spicing things up with some functional interface changes to optimize efficiency and minimize interruption. For starters, Apple is finally allowing for enhanced home screen customization through the use of widgets like those now in their own side screen, with sizing that takes up the space of either 4 or 8 apps, able to be moved around to any part of the home screen you want. Now, of course, this isn't new to smartphones by any means, but it is the most customization Apple has allowed on the home screen thus far. And since these widgets will take up so much space, iOS 14 has a new searchable app library to help you find the app you're looking for, prioritizing recommended apps you use most and new ones recently downloaded, even providing the ability to hide entire home screens from view, while still being able to access the apps they contain. Siri has a new interface that consists only of the Siri icon at the bottom of the screen. Providing banners of information rather than taking you to another app. And expanding with smart prompts based on the content you're viewing, using the context of the page to better understand your commands. Siri will now also help you send voice messages, with processing of dictation happening completely on the device. Speaking of messaging, communication is another key aspect of iOS getting a big update. A new Translate app provides direct translation between 11 languages. And Memoji are expanding with a variety of new options for customization and self-expression. Conversations can now be pinned for easy access, and group text will allow for inline replies for easier communication, as well as the ability to mention someone directly within a text, sending a personal notification. Phone calls will now appear as an expanded banner notification as well, rather than taking up the entire screen, with FaceTime calls utilizing a picture-in-picture interface so you can still see the app you're in uninterrupted. Next up is HomeKit, which will be refining access to compatible smart home devices via a new standard created through a collaboration between Apple, Amazon, Google, and many others. The Home app will now recommend functions for automation when setting up new devices, and give you a status bar at the top with priority functions you use most. Smart lighting can now be set to adapt throughout the day for the most comfortable experience. And smart cameras can be set with activity zones to block out areas in view with disruptive motion to only focus on the area you want, as well as integrated facial recognition tied to the family and friends you tag in the Photos app for more accurate recognizability. The last and perhaps most interesting new feature of iOS 14 is the new app clips that allow for your iPhone to access a specific function of an app exactly when you need it, even if you don't have the app installed. App clips allow you to interact with key points of interest in the most accessible way possible, by providing you with action buttons specific to a service offered by an app on the App Store to, for example, facilitate transactions via Apple Pay, or sign in with Apple to save distinct information. App clips can be accessed across Safari, Messages, or Maps using dedicated links or NFC zones. Some with the addition of Apple's new proprietary QR codes that use a unique pattern coupled with NFC technology to deliver custom actions and help you get things done when you need to. iOS 14 has a plethora of new features, bringing additional functionality and freedom to your experience, with expanded customizability, adaptability, and maneuverability to get you to what you need faster, and help you stay on track with dedicated features to enhance the experience. Let me know your thoughts down below on which features you're most excited for in iOS 14. While you're there, feel free to drop a like on this video and subscribe to stay tuned for more videos on WWDC 2020 coming to this channel. Until next time, I'm SeanXTech.